We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support here. And in today's volatility, our SPY buy at 9:40 a.m. sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness now on 42 vision, and put options went up 100% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, fighting to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular beyond expectations, and if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Apple bot. Our Apple bot at 9:30 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. Pure weakness there on 42 vision, and put options went up 50% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge of the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, doing a full transition from bright green bars to red bars so far. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, back under a bear indicator up here at the 516 level after getting a bull indicator since 511 down here. And now it has been canceled out here on the 30-minute chart. Now, within today's chop, it wasn't just the SPY pulling downwards. We also had the QQQ. Also, we had Tesla hitting newer lows here in the last several days, and Apple, right, dropping sharply. As you saw, it was the home run of the day with that bear indicator popping up at the open. The 30-minute had a bear indicator as well, and a sharp drop there from 173 to the 171 area, right? So lots of eyes on these stocks as they're going weaker, and the QQQ and the SPY are under bear indicators here and fighting to hold support. So something to not ignore here going into tomorrow is most of these stocks are in weakness, and the QQQ and SPY are as well. Now, the SPY in the after hours is trying to pop back up here towards the 516 area, and it's going to be crucial to not ignore the key level where the bear indicator popped up at 516.79, because if that gets broken through to the upside, it could quickly start to show possibilities of momentum to cancel out that bear indicator and get a bull indicator as things try to pop back up. So something to not overlook here in the volatility of the 30-minute. Now, when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, lots of volatility here, right? This is where the bull indicator popped up on the 30-minute. Bull indicator popped up at 512 on the 1 hour yesterday, and it's still holding strong here in this staircase effect. So definitely something to not overlook here. Lots of volatility here when we zoom in into today's trading day, but no bear indicator just yet, right? Only red bars, and that's something I'm going to be watching going into tomorrow and the rest of these after hours. Will this bull indicator get canceled with a possible bear indicator in the process? Now, when we zoom in and look at it within the volatility of the 15-minute, we can see here within these charts how a bear indicator popped up at the pre-market level of 516.95. That's where things rejected at the open, and it rejected it multiple times here in the second half of the day before falling sharply down towards the 514.50 area. It used it as support so far, and it's bouncing back up, trying to stay above the 516 level. Now I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflows and break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY stock, the S&P 500 index, with outflows forming here since yesterday and continuing into the open, and they cross, right? And when things try to come back up, those inflows quickly rejected. That's why it rejected multiple times up here near the 517, 516.90 area, and outflows are dominating again here in the second half and after hours. So to justify this move back up here so far, these inflows need to follow, and they need to switch from red to green, and I will be watching that going into tomorrow. And when we zoom out on the 1 hour, as it's fighting to stay up, we could see here the divergence that even though outflows have been pulling downwards, it is still above the midpoint with inflows crossing above, right, and holding above since down here at the pre-market of yesterday, right, at around the 512 area. And even though these outflows pull downwards, inflows are still holding, and as long as it does, that's why things are holding up and finding support, because once it does cross to the downside, it could possibly quickly start to reflect that weakness into these charts. So that is something I will be watching closely here going into tomorrow's trading day and the volatility coming up. So when we zoom into the 15-minute, we could see here how outflows dominated the first half. When things started to come back up, those inflows crossed over, but quickly in the second half, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside. But we have some inflows trying to pick up here in the after hours. To justify this move upwards, these inflows need to cross the midpoint to the upside. Now, what are the key levels I'll be watching? Well, the first thing is support, guys. If these outflows continue below the midpoint and pull away from it to the downside and start to reflect that weakness into these charts, the first support I'll be watching is the 514.50 area. Then below that comes 513.50, which was a support yesterday. And then below that level, I'll be watching the 511 area. Now, to the upside, it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to continue upwards, cross the midpoint, continue reflecting that strength into these charts, and start rolling over that strength into the 30-minute and 1 hour. And the first resistance is 517.50 to 518 area in that tight range. And if both of those get broken through, then I'll be watching the 520 area. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicator is going to be crucial, and these inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them, as outflows are dominating here on the 30-minute. It's holding up above the 1 hour. It needs to push upwards and turn green. And on the 15-minute, it is trying to come back up so far. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.